get close, don't you?
Just somewhere
Okay.
in there, yeah? Cool. And then it's the news.
Hope I don't fall off while I'm on here.
Oh,
Wow.
that's all I need. Then I like to do CPR.
No, you know why? Because I'm leaning that way, but it's okay.
Okay.
It's terrible. It's the most
I
terrible
know.
chair ever.
I will tell
You know?
the owner. I'll let him know.
Right.
Yes. Oh. So that's getting warmed up. So people are going to be tuning in on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many people see it live?
When I'm on Instagram live and they connect, there's quite a few people.
Really?
But they're listening
all over the world?
Over 154 countries all over.
Okay,
So Africa, Jamaica, Pakistan, China, all
Wow.
of those countries. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Right, that's the live. And I've got another guest coming in. She's going to talk about her book that she's written.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Norfa, yeah.
Well, see, this is what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping to write my book.
So
That's my.
It's good.
You know,
So you can.
I need people to help me with the bloody book.
And she's she's an author, so she'll
great.
be talking about black author. So that should be good. She's
Exactly.
on her way.
Yeah,
black
nice.
author,
Good. We need support to each
We
other.
definitely so,
You know?
without a doubt. So it's Peter Woods,
Peter Woods,
and you're
yeah.
age 62.
62,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. And then I'll. Okay. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome to the Goddess Jazzy Show. How are we this morning? It is a great day today, I think. Isn't it, Peter?
Yes, it is.
Yes?
For sure.
I've got my lovely guest here called Peter Woods. We're going to get into him in a moment. But firstly, I want to give a shout out to Irene. Thank you for yesterday's afternoon tea on a Monday. Yeah, and thank you for my gift. Thank you to the Caribbean Mix in Leaham Court Road in Streatham. To God Bless Jar Wise Kitchen in Streatham. I want to shout him out for his lovely food that he gave us yesterday. And that's that. So now I'm going to introduce you to lovely Peter Woods, who's come all the way from North London, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's lovely. He's 62 years young. And he's got some muscles on him.
Yeah.
How come you're so muscly like this?
Well, because it's just nice to keep yourself fit and healthy.
Okay.
And because of all the stress I've had,
Yes.
I've had to go to a gym to try to get the stress,
Oh.
Otherwise, because from my toes to the top of my head, I'm full of stress.
Yeah.
Because it's been a very stressful life.
What age did this start?
Well, it all started when my dad tried to kill my mum.
What, literally?
Literally tried to kill my mum, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And then all the kids got put into the local care.
Okay.
So I was only 8 months at the time, 8 months old.
So you remember this happening, that he tried to, at that young age?
No, but I've got it in the report from the social workers.
Oh, I see.
Now I'm trying to write the book. I've got all the reports.
Right.
I didn't even know this, I didn't even know. I only just found out a few years ago that he tried to kill her.
Was there a reason why he was like that? What did
I got no idea.
You don't know. Okay.
I never, so we were all put into the care of Haringey Council.
Okay. What year was that?
This was I was 8 months. So I was born in 1960. So it must have been around that time.
Yeah. Wow.
So we went through the care system, and that time it was a horrible system.
Yeah.
There was no care. They called it the care system, but
So wasn't there no family that could have taken you at that age, like aunties or uncles or?
No. I think it was harder in that time, because being black as well,
yes,
and coming over here, black people wasn't exactly welcomed,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So there's a lot of racism and this and that. So I think that they couldn't cope. You know, my mum had 5 of us, in fact. You know,
she had 5.
4 boys and a girl.
So they all went into the system.
We all went into the system. You know, so
sorry.
I spent my first 18 years in a system where I was dying a death with each year. I mean, each year there was no direction, there was no support in that way. The only thing we got is food and clothes. You know, we didn't get no hugs, no kind words.
Did your mum ever come and visit you?
Well, yes, later on.
Yeah.
But you know, but like the first years were just so hard because you know, we all want love. Yeah. You know, we all want the cuddle. Yeah. We all want affection. Love, isn't it? You know, especially me, because I'm actually born a highly sensitive person, which is only 15% of the population, which means we really feel everything so profoundly, so deeply, so strong. And me, I was missing my mum more than the others. You know,
are you the youngest?
No, I'm the second youngest.
You're the second youngest. Okay.
But I was missing her so bad. You know, I used to rock when you know, the others, they played over there. But one of the reports said Peter is sitting on his own. His brothers are happy playing together, but Peter is very miserable. He's rocking. All attempts to coach him into playing end up with him crying. Peter, age 4. You know, so I was just, you know, I just was missing the love of my mum. You know, so it was an institution where, as I say, you know, when I was 6, I had to go to speech therapy to learn to talk because I was so badly neglected. So I wasn't pronouncing my words.
To say anything?
No, I wasn't. I could speak.
Yes.
But it's, you know, the words wasn't right because nobody taught me. Nobody.
So the foster mum and dad, this is what I'm imagining. They didn't have time to put into you, or they just
no, because it's a children's home, and there's 12 of us in there, and the carers, you know, they haven't got time to, you know, show one boy affection because they have to feed us, make the beds, you know, clean the place, you know. So their priorities was to make sure the home is run properly. You know, so it was just there was nothing there. You know, I used to rock myself a lot. Yes. And kind of hold myself, you know, and just cry all the time and be very upset because, you know. And the worst thing is when I'm at school, I look around and all the other kids have parents and all talking about parents and the holiday, you know, and it makes you, I look at myself and thinking, well, why doesn't anybody love me? I mean, am I ugly? You know, well, what happened is, when I was about 6 as well, I heard the carer say that mixed race and black children are less likely to be adopted and more likely to spend the rest of their childhood in care. I was horrified. I couldn't
What age were you when you heard this?
About 6, 7.
6, 7, and you can remember this?
Oh yeah, because it was so profound. I mean, I heard them, and I'm black, and I think to myself, black, that means me. Yes. So the next night, when I was in the bath, I tried to scrub myself white. I tried to scrub, and the only thing I got is skin and it's pink and it's bleeding. The member of staff, she come in and said, Peter, what are you doing? I said, I want to be white. She said, why? I said, because I want to be adopted, you know? And we cried and she cried.
Oh, man. Still. Man. Oh, God. Sorry, huh? Sorry. Oh, sorry.
You know, and now, even now, I feel that pain because it was so profound and it was so hurtful and it was a terrible thing for a child to hear. Yes. And because I'm sensitive as well, you know, I realised I was going to be in a system where I wasn't going to get anything except beats up and horrible names. And I mean, in 18 years I was in care, not one positive fingerprint touched me, or not one. And it's supposed to be the care system, you know. And I had to try to function and try to live and try to.
So did you interact with your brothers and sisters that were there? You didn't.
Well, my brothers.
Let me get your tissue.
Yeah, my brothers. Well, what happened with my brothers? I worked this out the other day. Yes. You know, because it's all coming back to me. But yeah, I'm always crying because it's so. No. But I don't mind crying because my tears have saved me. Because when you're under that pressure and that much stress, it must come out somewhere. You know, and because I'm sensitive, it can only come out in my tears when I'm like that. But my brothers, now what happened with them is, because, you know, they were never really nice to me. They used to like make fun of me because someone was crying. But then I realised only a few years ago, I thought to myself, oh my God, I know what they did. This is what I worked out. My brothers when they were very young, they had to make a choice, and their choice was to turn off their emotions to get food to the system. Right, because they were in the system, so they turned off their emotions. I couldn't turn off my emotions because I'm highly sensitive.
Yes, yes.
I had no choice. I have to be real. So they forgot to turn their emotions on. So now every time I see them, we don't connect because they're emotionless.
Okay.
And I understand why. I understand why they are, but they should have turned them back on later on.
Yeah.
So now, if I'm in their presence, they look at me like I'm a Martian because I'm so sensitive, you know. But no, it was a system.
Jeez.
Oh, it's a terrible system, you know. As I say, when I went to school,
was it a mixed school, or was you just the only person of colour there?
There wasn't a lot of people of colour there, but it was okay. I didn't really feel that place. I didn't feel that was a problem.
Yes.
But when I was in school, you know, I read the report the other day, and it said, "Oh, Peter is backward in he's one of the worst performers in his school. We think there's something wrong with his brain, and we don't want any more maladjusted people from that home." Wow. And so my education stopped at 10. They didn't teach me after that. They just left me in the corner and ignored me.
Just like that?
Just like that,
oh
yeah.
My goodness me.
So
this is unbelievable.
The pain was coming in from all directions. It wasn't just one. In every aspect of my life, pain was coming in from every aspect.
Gosh.
I mean, the school said horrible things, and the system I was in was horrible. My social workers were horrible. There was no, you know, there was one member of the staff.
Yes.
I got to like. I opened my heart to her.
Yes.
She cared for me in a kind of a nice kind of way.
Okay.
And I was beginning to feel like, oh, well, I have somebody. And then one day when I was in the bath, I was about 8, she said, "Peter, I'm leaving." And I said, "What do you mean you're leaving?" She said, it's time for me to go somewhere else.
Yes.
And again, my heart broke. It's like I'm losing my mum.
Trauma.
So she left me, and it's like all again I'm sad. And you know, my whole life in the home, I was either pining for somebody, like the kids, because the kids were like my brothers, right? But then they got moved, so I've lost a brother.
Lost the brother.
And also the member of the staff left, so I'm in bereavement. Yes. So it's either pining or bereavement my whole life. Abandonment issues I have because, you know, everybody's abandoned me. You know, and the times when I did open my heart, they left, you know, so my heart is scarred and ripped and torn and smashed. I mean, it's actually, to be honest with you, it's actually a miracle that I'm alive, because with that kind of stress, I mean, this is not normal stress, you know.
Especially for a kid as well,
for a kid, my God, when I look back at that kid now, I'm full of pride. Yes. I'm full of, how is it that kid, is, you know, he got through that. I got through it, yes. But the worst thing was, so I was in that home up in Muswell Hill, 82 Muswell Avenue, right?
Okay.
I was in that home.
That's North London, isn't
it? North London, yeah. And it's a beautiful area, especially then. It was beautiful because it feels like a village, right? Okay. It's a nice area, and it was a good home. It's the nearest I got to feeling like it was a home. Yes. So I was there for 11 years, and then one day, a new member of staff come. And she brought my husband. Oh. And the atmosphere changed. Yeah. He used to like watching the news. And when he watched the news, he said, "Oi, you lot be quiet." Right? So we was all quiet. Yes. And me, you know, I like to laugh with other kids. So I was making a joke. He said, you come here." So I walked up to him and he conked me on the head. Oof, conked me on the head. I was like, oh. And I looked at him and started crying. He said, "I told you to be quiet, you know." So whenever he come home, we were all scared. Yeah. Because now my home is a violent home. We never had that before. Yeah. The whole atmosphere changed. And, you know, he was like, "Oh my, this is not my home anymore. This is a strange man. He's violent." We was all scared. And the moment he come in, we heard the door shut. We all got like this. Yeah, and when he come in, we was all like this, you know. Oh my and goodness. Then one day his wife was horrible as well. You know, we was having breakfast before the school. And I don't know what happened, but me and her had a fight, you know. Yeah. She said, "What
age were you then?"
I was 11.
You was 11.
So I've just left my primary school, I just left my junior school
to go to secondary school. Yeah.
And so it's a nervous time for me anyway, because I left there and I'm not sure about my new school because I can't read or write, you know. And I'm worried about telling them I can't read or write, you know, and this and that. So I had an argument with her at breakfast. And we ended up having a tussle, and she was quite heavy. Yes. And she just sat on me, and I couldn't get up, you know. And I was saying things to her. But then I went to school, and when I come back, you must forget this is my home of 11 years. Yes. When I come back, I went through the back way. As I walked past the TV room, 3 big men jumped me, and started pulling me and pushing me, and I was scared. I didn't know what's happening. I said, "Who are you? What's going on?" They said, "You're coming with us." I said, "What do you mean? This is my home." And they dragged me into a car. I couldn't say goodbye to my brothers. I couldn't take any belongings. I was scared. I was frightened. 3 men pushed me in the car and drove me away. I was screaming. I felt like I was being kidnapped.
So were they taking you somewhere else?
I'll tell you. Wait. All right. So they dragged me, and no, this is my home. Imagine imagine if you're going home and 3 people drag you. I'm being kidnapped.
Yeah.
So I'm in there terrified, and they took me to another home because she said, "Oh, I don't want him in here anymore. He's too much trouble. He's causing a lot of trouble."
Okay.
So these were social workers. Right, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm just come from school, so they dragged me, put me in a car, took me to a home up in halfway up Muswell Hill called Grove Lodge at the time.
Okay.
Then they just placed me there. And I no belongings, nothing, just nothing at all. I was there crying. I was traumatized. Don't forget, I'm traumatized.
Yeah.
I mean, traumatized. I'm sensitive. I'm traumatized. I'm crying. They put me there, and the boys were older. They're all older, you know. And I was scared. I was standing in the corner. You know, when you go to a dog's home. Yeah, can you imagine when you see the dogs home?
Yeah.
And what do you see? And what do you see? You see that dog in the corner cowering like this.
Like that.
This is me. This is a human being. This is me, a young boy. So I'm cowering there, looking at all these older boys. They're looking at me, and you know, they're not being really nice, you know. And I'm crying, you know, because I'm really upset.
Yeah.
And that night I went to bed, and they're all older, and they come and they start to piss on me. And I'm in bed, and I didn't.
Jesus Christ of mercy. Man.
So they started to piss on me, and I had to just lay there the whole night because I was too scared.
So were you the youngest one in that
I was the youngest one in there, and I couldn't do anything except to stand there and have piss on me. And then in the morning I had to shower, and then I run away. I said I couldn't stay here, you know. And then I run away, and I slept in a cardboard box for a night on the street, and then in the next morning I saw a police car, and I was, you know, hungry and cold, and I flagged them down, and they knew I was the boy who was absconded from the home.
Yes.
And then they wouldn't take me back there, but they took me to another place far away. I don't know where it was, but it was far. Yes. And again, I was one of the youngest in there, and it was a big home, and I was a bit scared again. Didn't know what to do. I just sat there, and was miserable for about 2 months there. And then, and then.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It's been hell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been hell. So anyway, so I was in the other home, and the social workers come, and there's 3 of them, and they said, "Peter, we're going to take you to another home." And by then I didn't want to go anywhere, so I said I don't want to go. And then they kind of coached me, and they sat me down and said, "This is a good home for you. We're going to look after you. This is the owner here." And he looked at me and said, "Peter, we're going to look after you. We're going to be nice to you." And I said, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yes." And he said, "Okay, then I'll go with you." So I got in the car with them, 3 of them, and we drove to another home in Potter's Bar. It was called Norfolk Place. And we drove. It took us about 2 hours to drive. And as we drove there, we went through the driveway, and I could see the house, and it's a lovely, stately house. And I thought, wow, it's a really beautiful, stately house, big grounds and everything. And then his name was Mr. White. All right, and about 45, small, balding kind of guy, and he seemed to be pleasant at the time. And so they dropped me off there. The other 2 social workers went in the car and went away. And Mr. White, he showed me around, you know, and I thought he was okay, you know, he seemed to be quite pleasant, you know. And then he asked me if I want something to eat. I said yes. I had something to eat, and he showed me around. Then he introduced me to the other boys, and they were about my own age as well.
Okay. So you were still 11 at this stage?
I was 11 coming up to 12.
12, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, cut long story short, I was there for no more than an hour. Then he said to me, "Oh, would you like to have a bath?" I said, no, not really. He said, oh, sure? I said, yeah. He said, no, I think you should have a bath. I said, well, I don't really want to. But then the way he said it, I got a bit scared.
Okay.
You know, because there's something, the way he looked at me. And so I said, okay, I don't mind having a bath.
Yeah.
So I went upstairs to have a bath. And then he said to me, do you mind if I sit and watch you have a bath? And I was like, I wanted to say no, but then I was a bit scared. I went, oh, okay, well, if you want to. And then he went to get a chair, and he put the chair down. And then I was taking off my clothes, but I was kind of a bit shy, you know, because I never had somebody like, you know, watch me like that. It's really like this, you know. And he was only a few meters away, so I kind of turned around and got undressed, and then I got into the bath and I sat there, and then I was trying not to look at him, but I looked at him every now and then, and he was really piercing at me, and I was like, I was frozen a little bit, and then he said, "Oh, can I wash you?" You know, and I was like, well, yeah, if you want to. And then he come and he started to wash me, and then he started to take advantage of me in the bath there. So the abuse started within an hour, and then he used to make me sit on his lap and put his hand down my pants in front of the boys. I told my social workers, but because I'm in care, you know, my word. Well, what is my word? My word is nothing. I told them, you know. And then it got worse, because then on my 12th birthday, one of the other social workers said, "Oh, would you like to, Pete? I've got a present in my room, you know, and you know I want a present." He told me, so I went into his room. He locked the door, and then he raped me in the room, and you know I couldn't. Well, that's the day when I lost the power to smile, really, and that was you know.
Oh my
that
God.
was terrible, and and every time I saw him after that, I was scared. And when he approached me, I used to get rigid. And one of the other boys said, "Peter, why is it every time he gets close to you, you get rigid?" I didn't tell anybody. I did tell my social workers, but again, they wasn't believing me. You know. But then all of a sudden, one morning I got up and they said, "Oh, Peter, you're actually leaving today." And I was about there, and I thought, leave. I didn't want to leave there, because even though he was horrible, but the other boys I had friends with, you know.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, so I had to leave there now after a year, and I went to an improved school in Brighton, Horsham, called St Thomas More School, and it was this was the biggest home of about 300 boys. It was run by the church, some kind of church.
Okay, is it like a Catholic? That sounds like
it was a kind of like Catholic, but they were Catholic, brothers, you know. And then I was there. And that's when the abuse really started. They had a swimming pool. They had a swimming pool there, and they used to make us go in the swimming pool without any trunks on. And they used to pretend to teach us, but as they were teaching us, they used to fondle us in there, and do things. So, and I couldn't do anything about it. And then when I did complain to one of the brothers, he punched me in my face and broke my nose. You know, and I as I say, the whole system. It was one trauma after another. And you know, when I look back now and think, how did I get by that?
All of that?
Most people in their life maybe get traumatized once or twice, or even 3 or 4 times. But I can honestly say, my whole life has been one big traumatic experience. I mean, I've been traumatized thousands of times. I mean, you know, so it's been a life full of adversity, really. And I can honestly say that, and I can say that I'm not proud of it, but what I am proud of is I'm here.
You're here,
because I shouldn't be here.
Because
I should not be here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, it was like someone turned on a tap, and all that came out was pure adversity in every direction. You know, the only good things, when I was in 82 Muswell Avenue, the first home, Christmases, they did make an effort.
Okay.
You know, they did, and I was always confused, because on Christmas Day, we got up, and at the end of our bed there was a pillowcase full of presents, right? You know, and lovely presents as well.
Yeah.
And they made food, and what I really liked is putting up the Christmas decorations. You know, so we felt like a bit of a family.
So were there no women in this home, like?
Yeah, no, there was some mix.
Yeah, okay.
The women were okay, but it was the men. You know, the men weren't great, but so Christmas they made that effort. So, you know, and then because now I'm trying to write my life story, I got reports, and it said in the reports the reason why the Christmas was good, because I realised in the reports now it said that the members of staff, out of their own pocket, they used to put a portion of the wages away every month so the kids could have a good Christmas. And it wasn't that great, isn't that great?
Yeah.
So for me, Christmas is a time that is kindness.
Yeah, so it makes you feel good.
It makes me, it doesn't make me feel good, but it's installed in me that Christmas is a time for kindness because they showed us kindness, So for me, I'd rather hand somebody a present, I'm not really, I mean, it's nice to get one, but me, I'm more to give, so because it's a time of kindness, So Christmases there were nice, but once I left there, my Christmases were never the same. My Christmases were horrible, I mean, I was some extremely lonely, sad, depressing Christmases, and now it's Christmas soon, and I'm always a bit, not scared, but I'm always a bit worried at Christmas because my mind can go back to that time. So I'm trying to pick myself up. In fact, I'm going to tell everybody on my TikTok if they can maybe send me a Christmas card with nice words.
Okay.
So for me, I'm not used to kind words. Nobody gave me any encouragement when I was young. Nobody gave me a hug. Nobody said any nice words. So now, because I'm on TikTok now, I get some beautiful messages from people, right?
Yes.
I mean, beautiful. And when I look at them and I read them, I think they're talking about me. And I read them the whole day. I can read certain ones. Yes. Yesterday, I had a message from a lady, disabled, who was in hospital. She lost her child.
Oh.
The most dramatic, horrible time.
Yes.
And here she is to me. She said, Peter, I'm in hospital, I lost my child. I come across your TikTok. She said it lifted my spirits up. Yeah. I thought to myself, wow.
And even today now you're speaking, somebody's listening and you're helping somebody out there who to have a voice. But sorry.
Ever since I've been on it, I'm getting messages like that all over the world.
See?
People say to me, Peter, your story.
Sorry.
Another person, he said he was going to kill himself. He actually said that, right? He sent me a message, but he said, if you can get through that, I can get through this.
You see, very positive. You see, you're very positive.
So I'm getting a lot of messages, and this is making me it's making me like, wow.
Yes.
God, I have that power.
Yeah.
I have that power.
Yes.
Through my adversity, through my tears, through my pain, my struggle, through my adversity, for all that horrible, degrading horribleness, no sunshine, nothing, rains, hurricanes, storms, thunder, for all that, now I believe I can give back. I can give
So did you get any sort of counselling after you got to an age or
No, listen, I'm dying to have counselling.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to watch this programme, Dr. Phil.
Oh yeah, Dr. Phil, yes.
And I used to think, I really want him to come and see me because I know I must be nuts.
Yeah.
I must be mental. I mean, because where does all that pain go? It goes in here, right?
Yeah.
And how do you handle that? So sometimes I think to myself, I wonder what mental illnesses I have, because I can.
So you mean to say no one's seen you since all of this?
No.
You've not had a professional.
No. Wow. But this is what I said to you. From my toe to the top of my head is full of trauma. It's full, and this is why I'm always crying because it's so raw. Even though it happened a long time ago, it's raw. But then what people don't realise is, like a pebble, you chuck into the river and it ripples. Yes. Because of the care system, it's been lifelong ripples. What happened to me when I left care was even worse. It
was worse than that.
That's in a walk in the park compared to what happened in my 20s, 30s, 40s,
so it was a continuous
50s.
lifetime.
It's been. I mean, it's been full on. That's why this last month when I'm getting all this love, I think myself, oh my God, I waited 62 years for this. And it's like I sit there. I mean, even last night, I think to myself, wow, 62 years and now I'm getting some love. So I don't think people realise the depths of what I've been through. And I mean, it hasn't been any ordinary life, but at the same time, I'm no ordinary person. The way I conduct myself. Look, I'm 62, but you wouldn't feel like it by the way I conduct myself. I have a certain,
and you don't look it either.
But I have a certain spirit and a certain thing that you get through. Because what people don't realise is, when you don't have any guidance, when you don't have any structure, when it's been bedlam, mayhem, right? When there's been nothing there, you learn everything yourself. So I don't always do things the right way because people are taught the right way. I had to teach myself.
You had to teach. So did you have to teach yourself to read and write?
Well, yeah. I mean, my reading is not the best now, and I can only spell about 50 words. But I always try to make an effort to write stuff.
Yes.
And sometimes I do write, but what I do, I have my own. So you have to find a way around it.
Yeah.
And this is where everything in my life, I have to find a way around writing. So I do write poetry and I do write stuff, but I have to find a way to get around it. What I do, I normally get a book, and when I read a word, I say, well, I can use that word, and then I put it over here. Okay. And I say, I can use that word, put it over there, and then I put them all together to make something out of that word.
So it makes you help you to understand what you're writing.
Yeah, you know, so I can do it. I learned to do it my way. You know. So it's been.
Did you ask for help? Have you asked for help?
Well,
Professional help.
But who am I asking? Because I'm in a system where nobody cares.
Yeah.
So who am I asking? I told him I was being raped. I told him I was being beaten.
And nobody done nothing.
No, they didn't believe me.
God.
Why are they going to believe me? You know. I mean, who am I? You don't have a voice. You have no.
And I guess especially if you're a black child as well.
Well, there you go, right? So this one, I'm not trying to get into that, but that was part of it as well. You know, listen, before I had a voice or choice, the only option I had was to be strong. Even as a child, I had no other option. You know, and so by the time I left care, my nose had been broken twice, I had fractured ribs, and I'd been raped, and all bad, terrible names. I mean, terrible names. They made me feel like dirt. I mean, literally dirt from the floor. And my self-esteem was way below zero. Yeah. You know, and even now, I'm just getting it back now.
Yes.
I'm just beginning to get everything back that should have been there in the beginning with nurturing and love and care and kindness. Yeah. And I'm only now getting it back. But guess what? I'm actually proud of myself for a few reasons. And one of them is, I'm not bitter. Yeah, I'm sad. No, I'm not bitter. No, I refuse to be bitter. That's not what I'm going to carry, because if I'm going to be bitter, it's going to eat me and destroy me.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
I knew that. But I will be sad and I will cry a lot.
Yes.
And what the most thing I'm really proud of is I can love you more than any human being who even had love, because I suffered from skin hunger. You know what that is?
No,
you know
I've never heard of it.
Well, there you go. No, you wouldn't, because it's very extreme. Well, skin hunger is basically when human beings don't touch another human being. It's with all human beings, we crave touch. Yes. It's important. It makes you happy. It makes you alive. Yeah. They did a experiment many years ago that the 5 babies here and 5 babies here, and the babies here were fed and touched, and the babies here were fed but not touched. 3 of the babies died. That's how important touch is. That's how important touch is.
Never ever heard of this.
No,
Interesting.
a lot of people don't, because they haven't been to the depths where I've been down. They don't know that. But look it up, skin hunger. That's what it's called, skin hunger.
So does that mean you don't like to be touched?
No, it means you're craving to be touched. Skin hunger, your hunger. Okay. But you don't get touched. So if you don't get touched, you know, it destroys, it kills babies. Wow. Everybody, you have been touched as a child. Yeah. Touch gives you so much. It gives you feelings, it's good for your nervous system. You get so much from touch. Yeah. And when you're not touched by another human being, it's the grade of the soul and the spirit and the heart and the degradation and the sheer wickedness of it all. I mean, most people wouldn't understand it. They think, what are you talking about? But let me tell you, it's one of the worst things a human being. When you're in a prisoner, when he's in jail, what is one of the worst things that can happen to a prisoner in jail? Put him in segregation. Put him in a cell on his own. Yeah. And what happens to them? They go mad. Yeah. Because they want communication. They want interaction. Yes. We didn't get that. You know? So that's what I'm saying. It's been
harder.
It's been.
So is your mum still around?
Well, what happened is, so in the first home, my mum and dad used to come visit us. Oh. Right? Occasionally. So one day my dad said, to the home said, "Oh, your father's coming to see you on Saturday." So we're all happy now. We're all happy. Great. My father's coming. And I'm talking about my father all the time. I'm only about 8 at a time. My father's coming. And then Saturday comes, he didn't come, you know. So I'm very upset. And then I'm crying, and my social worker said, "Oh no, he's busy. He's got a new job. He's got a family now. And he doesn't want to come so much. Got his family." So I'm heartbroken now. I said, "Oh, he has another family. He doesn't love me anymore." And then he said he's coming again that year, and he didn't come. And so, you know, you go up and down with emotions because I want to see my dad. And my mum, she moved to Germany, and she was an exotic dancer. Right? I think it's a bit more than that, you know, in that time. And then she used to come though twice a year, and when she comes, she brought us presents and she took us out in the shop and she spoiled us. And Mummy, oh, nice to see you. Why didn't you come more often? I love you, you know. And
did she say to you why she couldn't have you back? Did she not ever speak like that?
No, she never. She never. She just come. You know, when I was in '82, she came about 5 or 6 times, and we looked forward to it. And it was just presents, niceness, and then she's gone. You know. And then I found out maybe only about 10 years ago that she died. You know. I had a phone call from a brother whose his emotions is off. He said, "By the way, Mum's just died." And I just thought to myself, what? You're going to send me a message, you know, you can't call me? And I thought to myself, what's wrong with these, you know? So my brothers are very cold fishes, you know? And they never supported me. They've never said any kind word for me. I had a boyfriend who died. And I went to Amsterdam and I met the man of my dreams. And for the first time, I was in Amsterdam. It's a beautiful city to fall in love. It's very romantic. And met him, and he had $1 billion smile, and he gave me the hugs and kisses. And I remember we went to church, right? Because I wanted to light a candle for him and a friend of mine. So he sat in the pew. I went to the altar and I lit a candle. And when I turned around, he was crying. So I looked around and thought maybe someone attacked him. So I walked up to him and said, "Hey, sweetheart." He said, "Why are you crying?" I said, "What happened to you?" I looked around. He looked at me and said, "Peter, after all you've been through, you still believe in God?" And I looked at him and, yeah, I know I must be mad, eh? You know? So I've always had kind of faith, but my faith, it was only 2 months ago, I said to myself, I can't pray anymore. I can't do it. I said, you're not answering, you're not paying attention. I said, when I speak to you now, I don't speak to you, it's an effort, and I can't say any more to you, so I think I'm going to stop praying. I'm going to stop praying. And then I got a message through. I was on Facebook and I got a weird message, and it said something like, and it said, "Peter." It said, "Peter, this message is for you. I hear every word. Your prayers will be answered soon. Hold on." And it was God. And it said, God. Myself,
that's mystical, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Right? It said my name as well, right? And then what happens? All this TikTok happens, and it all blows up, and it goes mad.
You see,
So you know, so what I'm trying to work out now, I'm thinking to myself, he wanted me to go through all that pain to tell my story, to give my testimony.
Sometimes we have to go through certain
but that's ridiculous stuff.
I know,
but that's ridiculous.
It is a lot that you have to go through.
That's ridiculous. You know, and it all started because Haringey Council, right? They have a fine on me, right? They put a fine on me. Like I'm working, but I only have a certain amount of money, and I didn't pay. I paid the council tax, but then there was a form that they said they sent me, and they never got it back. But I sent them. My letterbox was outside my house, and it got broke into, and I sent them a picture, and I said, if you did send me a letter, I didn't get it, and I showed them the letterbox. But they weren't having it. They said, "Right, we're going to fine you hundreds of pounds." So now every month I have to pay like £20 on top of everything else for this.
1 second, right? Well, I'm just going to play one tune because my next guest is here, and we'll be back with Peter. So enjoy this song. This is called "Really Together." Cutty Ranks featuring Marcia Griffiths, and we're going to play that. We're going to have a little breather in a few moments. And there we go.
Are we off?
Yeah.
How's it going so far?
Good, it's good, it's
like
good,
it?
it's good. How are you feeling?
No, I'm fine.
Feeling all right?
Don't worry about me, I'm always crying.
Okay, that's all right. I'm just going to open the door, Okay. Oh, well done you. Well done you. God, well done.
No, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah? Like I said, you're helping someone else out there, you know?
Yeah.
Hi, darling, come in. Okay. Is it open? Open now? You're welcome. Come up.
Come up, because there'll be loads of tears. Come up. Come on.
Oh, well done. I can't even believe it.
Nobody can.
I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
You know?
When I tell people a story, everybody say, "What? Damn, how's
And
it
you're
possible?"
still alive like this. Hello,
Yeah.
darling.
Yeah.
Come on, how are you?
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Come
Nice
in.
to see you.
Oh,
Hello there.
this
How
is
you doing?
Peter. This, don't say the name. Dovanga.
Dodova.
Dodova.
Dodova?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Peter.
Nice to meet
How
you.
We're
you
talking
doing?
about his story.
I was
Yeah.
listening.
Oh, you listened
I
to
was
it?
listening.
Honestly, oh my God, it's not
Shocking.
easy. I just put on the radio just to have that, just to open the door. So have
Yeah.
a seat. Come and have a seat,
Oh, I'm
man.
going to quickly nip to the loo.
The toilet is just straight
sorry,
there, yeah?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You can come back in, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. My goodness.
You know?
But you're helping someone, Peter, which is
Well,
good.
I'm helping a lot of people, it seems,
Yes,
you know?
you are.
But-
And especially young people as well.
Yeah, well, I met one yesterday, a young person. She took me
Yeah.
for a coffee,
Oh.
and yeah, you see, son there. She took me for a coffee, and she said, "Peter, your story is inspiring me,
Yes.
and I've come to get some advice from you."
Wow.
So, and I'm getting messages like this all the time. So,
Yes.
what my biggest dream now, I've got a GoFundMe page, and what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to raise enough money for a what do you call it? A ghostwriter.
Oh, ghost.
And ghostwriter,
Yeah.
but also my teeth, because what's happened is,
Oh.
when you go through severe trauma,
Yeah,
you have
it's
to,
like
you have severe mechanism, and I chewed away all my teeth for the stress, so I can't eat. I'm in pain, so I want to get some money to get my teeth done.
Teeth done, yeah. Oh my goodness me.
That's how bad the stress is. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I have to mention that in there
Yeah.
because it's important that you
Yeah.
know, if there's any kind gentleman who can help
Yeah,
me.
because we don't know who's listening.
No,
so,
you
know.
never know. But
Wow.
yeah, it's what I'm saying. It's been for but you haven't heard that. That's all the good stuff.
Wow.
I mean, I can't get into all the bad stuff. But
Yeah.
there's bad
goodness.
shit really going on. You know, but it makes for a good film. 'Cause
Yeah.
everybody says, "Oh, Peter, this is a film."
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it would make for a good film.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow. I'm speechless, and I'm not normally speechless. Have a seat, my darling. We're just playing this music just to have a break line
Yeah.
thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yay! There's her book. Look. Oh, how did you find it?
What, here?
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Nightmare.
Oh,
Tell
my.
the truth.
It's the traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I started out 7:15.
Okay.
It said an hour.
Yeah.
But then the traffic just
Traffic
kept
hits,
backing
yeah,
it up.
especially. Where were you coming from? From North
West London.
West London. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I'm grateful you're here. I'm grateful you're here. I'm grateful you're here as well, Peter. Man, whew, it's just deep. You know when you're just thinking, what?
Yeah.
It's just one hurdle after one
after the
a
other.
baby to
Yeah.
that. No, it's
You
That's
know,
crazy.
that's how it's been. There's been no let up. It's
Yes.
been full on from every direction, all at once, in every angle.
yes.
And I've had to try to just take a breather every now and then.
No.
You know?
Okay. Let me just
Traumatizing.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm trying to heal if I can now. This is what I want to do. I want to write my life
Welcome
story.
back
Yeah,
to the
it's-
Goddess
you know
Jazzy
what?
Show.
I know.
That was Really Together by Cutty Ranks featuring Marcia Griffiths. Right now I have my other guest here. Her name is, let me say, hold on, Dodova Bless. What does Dodova Bless mean? There must be a meaning behind it.
Yeah, okay. I got that name when I because I'm a Rasta.
Ah,
and,
what full-blown Rasta?
full-blown
Are
Rasta.
you?
Yeah,
Tea, ital food and everything.
Well, yeah, I used to, but yeah, I eat fish. But I was given that name in my church, and Dodova means love of the Lord or beloved of Jah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that,
There's a real meaning
and
to that.
yeah,
That's
and then I
good.
just added bless because that's what I like to do. I like to bless people,
Yes.
and inspire
Oh, that's
people.
nice.
Hopefully you can bless Peter
Yeah,
today.
Yeah.
I,
Yes.
said, I need to be blessed big
Yeah.
time.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
blessed, yeah.
Oh,
You know?
wow.
Yeah.
So what made you come? Tell us about your book.
Okay,
It's
so
called Island Baby.
it's called Island Baby, and it
Yes.
literally started off. It started off as a short story
Mm-hmm.
when I was doing. I think I started off doing it when I done my not my masters but my BA.
Oh.
So yes, when I started my BA, we had to do a story. No, tell a lie. No. I loved writing from
Yes.
ever since, and
Okay.
before then I used to write, and there was in Willesden Library, then I can't remember the man, but he used to do, and it was all about Caribbean. So every Tuesday we'd go there and we would just practice our writing, and that started off as a short story, and then it kind of grew. And the first story, Mommy B, I kind of finished it when I done my BA,
Right.
and then throughout the time, then just different stories added.
Explain what BA is for people who don't understand.
So it was just my
is.
undergraduate. So I'd done my undergraduate in creative writing.
Yes.
I'd done that like in 2009. I had a break from my career and I just wanted to do something for me. And because writing was my passion, I thought, you know what, I'm going to see if I can fine tune my craft. Because you don't need to do a BA to write. And I believe everybody has a story in them.
Definitely.
But it was just, I wanted to sort of get the techniques and to be able to polish the craft of writing. And that's when I sort of undertook my my BA.
Yes.
And then Mommy B was one. I think it was the first time I got a first because the teacher was so impressed with that story. And he gave me a first for it.
Yes.
And then I had all these other stories. And then I think it was in COVID where everybody was on lockdown and I wanted to just put everything together.
Right.
And then I just...
So that was a good time for you to
it was
put
a
your
good
mind
time.
together.
Yeah, it was just a good time. And I think it was a lot what impacted, especially at the end of the book. I decided that I actually want to tell our story. And that's when I sort of realised, you know what, there's a lot of us
say it,
to
darling.
be told,
yeah, of course,
to be told,
you
know. And then in regards to like when I was growing up, I remember my mum telling me stories when she came to England from the Windrush and left the Caribbean, and it was just putting all of those stories together and how the book is, because it's not, for those who do not like reading a big novel, it's a collection of short stories.
Nice.
But they're all interlinked, so each story follows on. So the story starts with Marcel, who actually answers the call to the motherland, and then he leaves his only daughter with his estranged mother, and then in her own sense she grew up and she was abused, and not in the sense like what, just like beatings and ill treatment, because
why is this abuse happening in our community?
Because that is the thing, you see, it is, and that is the thing where a lot of people, especially for older generation, they did go through things. They went through abandonment. They went through things where their parents might have left them with family and they didn't always have a good start in that regard. And what I always notice is that when it comes to history, we have a lot of American history. There's a lot of things. There's movies. There's so much stuff pertaining to things that happen in America. Slavery, all of those things. But when it comes to sort of Caribbean, British, there's nothing. It's like all of that is swept under the carpet. And that's why I wanted it to be sort of a voice for the unspoken in that regard. And that's how the book started. And then I did dedicate it. I dedicated it to the children of for all the Caribbean people who came over to the UK in the Windrush era, and for those impacted by the scandal that emerged decades later. Stay strong, stay blessed. And it was, and then at that point I just wanted to incorporate everything that happened with the Windrush scandal.
It's good that, because who doesn't know about it? At least this is like
it's like a history book in itself. And I also wanted to incorporate things that did happen, like in the 60s and 70s, to children that came over. Like there was one story, and it's Ruby's story. So when her mother, so it's like her mother finally came to England, and then it was getting her into the schooling system, and then her going through those things where they decided all of a sudden, just because she couldn't speak proper English, that she was illiterate, and then putting her into what was known then, I think it was an ESD school, where they literally didn't do anything. And this was quite common within our community, where a lot of children who came over, they were automatically written off.
You were saying
they were automatically written off, putting into these schools where they weren't
like
being
a special
taught.
school,
like
is
a special
it?
school, and they weren't being taught. You know, so it was just like, and with this book, once I started to sort of really go into it, and I said, you know what, I had to do a lot of research as well. So things like in the 70s where you had a lot of sus laws, where
I remember.
So where, like, I know my dad was impacted by that. So where all of those sort of things where it was racist, you know, it was, and I just thought, like, I just wanted to tell our story the way that it needed to be told.
And you made it simple as well, simplified it as well, which is good.
So how it is you've got one family and it's just impact. So Marcel, he leaves, and then his story, Cold Britain, that sort of tells when he came to Britain and the racism he felt.
Wow.
But the story starts with his daughter going to live with her grandmother, and then it stops when she runs away because she couldn't take the just what was going on. Yeah, so
some sort of mental abuse.
Yeah,
as well, isn't it? Yeah.
So what she wanted to do, she went to look for her mother because her mother had abandoned her. Her mother abandoned her when she was 10, but her mother abandoned her for a better life. So she felt at the time that Marcel, her husband, wasn't providing. So she decided, well, I'm just going to go off, and she just went off and lived her life. So it did happen that Hyacinth, which is one of the main characters, she did find her mum, but at that point in time she was already pregnant. And then once her mother realized, her mother threw her out the house, and it's just about that struggle. So each story tells a story, and you get to understand each of the characters, because later on in the book you get to understand Hyacinth's mother's story, because all along you're thinking, why is this woman so cold? But
so
then
she must have had something
have a reason.
And that's basically it. It's about understanding that all of us are on a different journey. All of us
are going through trauma.
All had trauma and need healing.
For sure.
That's the key.
That's the key.
Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, right now, I need to be healed now.
He's had no counselling for all the abuse he's gone through. Nothing. No.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, right now I'm full of everything that I've been through. As you see, I cry easily because it's still painful. That pain will never go because it hasn't been dealt with.
Yes.
You know. And by me telling my story, I mean, my biggest wish is to write a book.
Yes.
You know, that's my biggest wish. If anybody's out there,
if
anybody's out there who can really make my dream come true, because by telling my book, I'm also, it's therapy for me, because I'm coming to terms with it, because I have to analyze it, and the words it's coming out of me, and I'm carrying less. So you know, these are my two big wishes: is to get my book published, and also because the trauma has been so profound and so strong, my coping mechanism was strong as well. And what I did for all of it, I had to grit my teeth right, from young, and now I've got no teeth.
You chewed away the teeth.
I chewed away all the teeth. Okay? So if there's anybody out there, please, I beg of you, help me, because at the moment my mouth is so painful. I mean, I'm in pain all the time, and the only thing I can eat is tuna at the moment. So please, if there's anybody hearing this, wherever you are in the world, I beg of you, come and help me, because I would like some help.
Oh
dear. It's all right. You got tissue there?
You know, I'm on that TikTok, you know, and I've got a crowdfunding page on there and whatever. But whoever you are, just come, because I need help. Nobody's ever given me any help at all, you know, and I want some help, because my teeth are hurting me. So the borough
that you live in, there's not like doctors or dentists?
I've been to 2 weeks ago I was in hospital because my mouth come up, right, and it was, and they had to give me penicillin, and I went to the emergency dentist. He looked at my teeth and said, no, we can't help you because it's too much work. And I've been to 15 dentists, and they look at my teeth, nobody wants to help me.
But they can give you I used to be a dental nurse, so they can give you...
Did you as well? Yeah, but they don't want to help me. Nobody, I'm not crazy. And I told them, I said, I'm human. Hold on, I'm human. And first of all, I'm in pain. I know my teeth is not great, but it's because of the stress I've had. Nobody's been kind to me. And you're a dentist and you should be helping me. And they said, oh no, but we can't do that kind of work here.
And that was NHS?
Yeah. I've got the money, so I can't go any other way. You know? So at the moment, I'm only eating, it's terrible. And the only reason why they're like this, not because I didn't look after them, but because I've had to clench my teeth for all that stress. You know? I mean, that kind of stress, it'll either kill you, or you have to find a mechanism to cope. And my mechanism, when they punching me and kicking me and saying hard things, I just clench my teeth to take it like that. And now I have got no teeth, and I'm trying to get my teeth done. So if there's anybody out there, please come to my rescue, because I'm looking for some help. You know?
Oh wow! My goodness me! Yes. You just don't know what's going on in this world with this, you know.
When people, when they see me first, they all say to me, "Your parents must have done a great job." And I thought, no, I did a great job. He did a great job. We did a great job. I didn't know parents did a good job. You know, because as I say, I refuse to be. My friend, he said to me the other day, he said, you could be the most horrible person in the world.
Because you could be bitter.
You
for
should
what's
be.
happened.
You shouldn't be like you are, and that's the biggest thing. Because I said to myself, no, I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to be like that, because to be honest with you, that's not who I am. I have a very sweet soul.
Yeah.
I have a very sweet personality, and that's the way it's going to stay and remain. Through all the sadness, through everything else, I'm not going to change.
No,
You know?
no, you can't.
So,
We're going to go in the news in 2 minutes, and then I'm going to make it a little bit more happier. I'm going to give you both 5 affirmations, and I want you both to give me your answers on what it
great.
says.
That's yeah.
Then I'm going to give you some fun fact questions.
Yeah,
Make it a bit more happier.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry,
it's
Peter.
been
Don't be sorry.
So bad, but,
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. But just make you.
I love that idea.
Come
on, give me some of
yes,
that.
man.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Give me some. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, but I'm proud of you, David.
Donovan.
No, I'm proud of you as well.
Very
That
proud
is
of you.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
It's good.
You know?
And the pages look nice. My type of pages.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to write?
Oh, it's
But you know what?
It
took
Feel the pages.
Oh my God.
Because I can't read rough pages.
Yeah.
I go funny. So this.
No, and it's beautiful looking as
No,
well.
I
It's
designed
beautiful.
that.
You
Oh,
designed
really?
this?
I done
Give me
everything.
You're clever.
Peter, here's your offer. You see?
It's a lot of hard work, but my story, so but no, this is beautiful.
Oh,
I mean,
thank
well
you.
done.
Yeah,
Well
really
done.
proud of you, honestly.
And
Yeah.
it's a collection of
Well done.
poetry as well in there.
Right,
because
okay.
That's what I do.
Yeah, you said you do spoken words as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I
we'll,
do.
we'll cover that after.
Cover
the news.
that.
Yes.
Okay. So the news will be coming on.
Are we on or off?
When it does, then we'll have.
Hi, everybody.
It's always and the thing is, if I don't talk, it's dead talk.
Yeah,
It's dead,
yeah,
dead space.
yeah.
But the news. Right, I'll be back after the news with my 2 lovely guests. There we go.
Are we off now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
So you can breathe now.
You breathe.
Let me say hello to everyone. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining in. There we are, just waving to everybody on. So this is on live. Oh, Darvinda, come round.
Oh, okay.
So you can be on
Come
little
round,
bit. Come
let's see.
round. We won't bite.
Share the light. Share the light. Share the light.
Okay. You have to squeeze up. You know,
Yeah,
camera.
you
Squeeze
can
up.
copy see there. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's it. Great.
Yeah.
Let me see. Does the news come on here? The news takes so long to cut in, you know. Anyway, that will be sorted. Oh, wow. Just wow to both of you. You for your masters. I got my masters at age 49.
Oh,
Good, didn't it? Yeah,
of course.
Brilliant.
tell
See,
you.
it's never too late.
But you
too
know,
late.
but when I done my masters, I think because I done my degree.
Okay, the news is there. Good, we can talk.
Yeah, so I done my degree. I done my
Yes.
degree when my son was 6 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
6 months.
6 months, yeah, because it was just like at that time I was faced at all of a sudden my marriage broke down, and then I was like, I'm gonna be a single mum.
Yeah.
I need to do something, and I thought, let me go into teaching. So he was 6 months when he started, and then by the time I finished in 2009, then 2010 I had twins.
Oh,
Did you?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Are they identical?
Oh my God.
No, they're not
Oh
identical.
my God, I've got twin grandbabies.
Oh,
That's
wow.
great. Wow.
And then I went on to done my PGC.
Look at you.
And then lastly, I think it was 2018, I just felt like, oh, do you know what? Just need to do something. And that's when I done my masters.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Well
That's
done, you.
brilliant. Well done.
Look at it. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm very, very proud. Even more so. Hello, everybody. Let me just make sure that.
Oh, we're back now, are we?
Not yet. No, 3
Yeah.
more minutes. I just want to
Okay.
make sure that I'm. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Wow. Really, really good. So where is your book at now? Where somebody can where can I get
It's on Amazon.
Amazon? Okay, when we get back online, you can
Yes.
talk about that
Yeah.
and your spoken word.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to give you lot some nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, so I can smile a little
You will
bit.
smile and go with a great heart, you know.
Yeah.
And if there's anything more you want to add, just speak it out. We still got an
Sure.
hour, you know, and you as well.
Yeah.
But your story ain't finished. You'll have to come back again.
This is only a tiny bit.
I can't believe it's just a touch of it for
As
the
I say,
kids.
it gets a lot worse as I got older. I mean, a lot worse.
I was hoping for you to say, as I got older, things got better. Not.
Yeah.
My
That's why.
goodness.
That's why this last month while being on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's been mad. Have you seen the posts?
No,
you see it?
I follow. I'm gonna
wait and see the gifts I got from all over the world.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
Amazon come with a van load of stuff.
Oh,
and
wow.
my whole look, when you go, look and see the love
I
you
will.
get from all over
I
the world.
will
you know?
definitely.
Because it seems like it's touching everybody, my story, when it come out there, you know. So
Yeah, 'cause that's the thing.
No, it's okay. I just want to make sure.
Because people will go through, and especially within our community, people don't talk about their trauma.
Yeah, that's,
It's
and
kind
we
of
don't.
swept
That's why
under
we
the-
don't.
yeah,
We just hide things.
It's like, feels like it's something to be ashamed of. You
Yes.
don't
Yeah.
want to talk
Yeah.
about
Yes.
it, and sometimes it is the talking
Mm.
that helps.
It helps
well,
healing.
I'm actually
Yes.
I feel like I'm healing only now,
Yeah.
only in the last month. Because people are listening, I've got an audience. I can tell people. Before it was just in here,
Yes.
and now I feel lighter.
Yes,
I feel
and you
lighter
would,
with
yeah.
myself, and that's why the tears are actually good because it's still releasing everything. You know,
Yeah.
I
Yes.
don't want to carry this before I go to grave. I don't want to carry this sadness. I don't want to. You know?
And I'm grateful because, like I said, someone else is out there
Yeah.
listening, and they probably didn't have that voice, and you've allowed them to have that voice
Yeah,
now. You know.
exactly.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
yeah. It seems that way, you know, which is a good thing. But it's just a shame that I had to go through all
You
this
had
to
to
tell
go
it.
through it.
You
Yeah.
know. Are we on yet?
Not yet.
No. So how many people watching this then? I mean, I don't understand. Is it
So
like all
it
over
goes
the
to
world?
154 countries.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've had 10 people online
Yeah.
on the Instagram Live,
Yeah.
and then it's streaming 39 around. Yeah, there's 39 people around
Right.
the
Okay.
world.
And have they
Yeah.
made any comments? Anybody make any comments?
They've
Or is it like-
they've just waited to say they've tuned in and they're listening. So yeah.
You know, but it's just nice to get the opportunity. You know,
Yeah, of
'Cause I've
course.
always wanted to tell my story.
That's really good.
You know. But yeah, but that's brilliant. I mean, all of you for doing that.
Uh-huh.
You know, because it's tangible.
And having
it's
a
there.
baby at 6 months and
Yeah.
studying, God, I thought I was hard, but this.
You are a fighter. You're a
I
fighter.
am.
You're a
I'm
fighter.
definitely a
You have to-
fighter.
you
Yeah.
have to be. You know, I think that's the most important thing. Wherever we go through, we have to fight
Yes,
through
yes.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, there's no point.
There's no point. I always say
Right.
7 times fall, 8 times rise. So
Yeah.
no matter how
Yeah.
hard-
Wait a minute, Javeda, hold on. You're not like writing and nicking people's things.
Yeah.
Hold on, what was that again?
7 times fall,
Yeah.
8 times rise.
Yeah, but
8
2,000
times.
times fall
Times
and 1 time
rise.
rise so far.
Yeah, no, you
know?
want to keep
I'm
going.
gonna keep okay.
Keep going.
Well, I hope so.
100%. Yeah.
You know?
And would you be able to do us a spoken word?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay,
I
wait
will
a minute,
read-
wait a minute,
Yeah.
wait a minute till we get on. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I keep hearing that. What is it? Is that your phone?
Is that? Oh, that's the I think somebody's ringing in. Oh Jesus! Why did they phone the mobile? Okay,
Yeah.
they left it.
We have to wait, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, billionaire, yes, please.
Welcome back to the Goddess Jazzy Show. It has been, how can I put it? It has been a great understanding program today. Yeah. A lot of warmth, a lot of sadness as well.
And tears.
And tears, yeah. But it's been uplifting in a way, if I can say it like that, and empowering. Yeah, I'd like to say it's been empowering with Peter's story, and now with Dove.
You'll get there. You'll
Miss
get there.
Bless.
Yes, Miss Bless.
Miss Bless. And she's going to grace us with some spoken word now. So listen.
Okay,
Go ahead, my dear.
so this one.
Turn it up so everyone can hear.
Let me look on the index because I've got the
Sure.
one
No problem.
that I want to.
Yes, you have to bless us with it. That's your name, so you have to bless us with it.
205. Right.
Okay.
When things don't glitter, don't stop at being bitter. When things don't shine, why stop at self-denial? When things aren't going right for you, don't stop. Don't give up. As when the sun shines, you have to rise. As with the sunrise, you have to shine. With every hill that you climb, every step of every mile, no doubt the Most High is standing by. Don't change for the worst, only do better. Don't change for the worst, only get better. Sometimes in life we try so hard to survive. We want so much and yet we don't need so much to stay alive. When things go bad, know that there's something good around the corner. Just free your mind, just find the love. Remember, as when the sun shines, you have to rise. As with the sunrise, you have to shine. Take each day as it comes. Don't succumb to who you were not meant to be. Just be free. Just be free. Just be free.
Oh,
Lovely.
wow.
That's lovely.
That is lovely.
That's beautiful.
And these are words that you've put together yourself.
These are
Miss
words.
Bless, you're amazing. Let me shout it out, everybody. She has twins. She had a 6-month-old baby. She's still done her BA, undergraduate, and her master's, and written a book. What more could we ask for? So I'm going to give you a round of applause.
And me,
I'm very,
that.
very proud of you.
That was great. That was nice.
Sincerely, really,
That was
really
beautiful.
proud of you.
Yeah.
So now, you know, people, it comes to that part of the show where Goddess Jazzy has to ask her guests this. So, people, I have 1 to 59 affirmations, and out of them, I want you each to choose 5.
Okay.
So, choose Peter. Let me go with you first.
Right.
I want you to choose your first 5 numbers from 1 to 59. What's your first number?
13.
13. Is that lucky 13?
I don't know. Listen, I've never had any luck. So
Oh,
how can I say that?
we will hope this you'll be lucky
Okay,
today.
right.
Right, 13 is this. Now listen good. It says, I take responsibility for my thoughts and my actions. When and how did you do that?
When and how?
Yes.
By embracing them, by trying to work out why I'm thinking like I think,
Yes.
and just trying to be a better person because of the thoughts
Okay.
as well.
Thank you. You see, you've already affirmed yourself.
Yes.
Well done. Now, Miss Bless, your number, please.
7.
7 straight away. No waiting around. Wow. Okay. This is for you. I love myself. Tell me why.
I love myself because I'm humble.
Yes.
I'm a go-getter. I'm
Yes.
somebody that never gives up. I'm a good mother. I'm a good friend. I'm a good sister. I'm a good daughter.
Keep going, keep going.
I give gratitude,
Yes.
and I just like to bless people with my good energy.
That's a beautiful answer. Thank you so much. You've affirmed yourself as well. Now you again, Peter. What's your next number?
62.
No,
Age.
we only got to 59.
Oh,
dear.
there you go. Okay. Oh, 59 then.
59. That's still your age, huh?
Yes.
Okay, this is beautiful.
Right.
Life changes and I enjoy every twist and turn.
Well, I haven't enjoyed it.
You haven't enjoyed it.
No, not
But your
for
life
sure.
has changed.
But it is beginning to change,
Yes.
it seems, and I hope it changes and it evolves into something beautiful and new. I want to be like a butterfly, you know.
Yes.
I want to give and change and be bright and lighter than I am.
Yes.
So yes, I feel like I'm changing.
Good. And you've affirmed yourself again.
Yeah.
Good. Well done. Miss Bless, your next number, please.
Number 1.
Number 1. You're really choosing them, aren't you? I am truly loved. Tell me about it. Affirm yourself again, dear.
I'm truly loved
Yes.
because I'm lovable. I've got a beautiful personality and I've
Yes.
got good energy and good vibrations, which I just like to share.
You've been affirmed again, my
I
dear.
know.
Well done. Peter, you again now.
Number 28.
Number 28.
Yeah.
You said that with chest. I like it.
Giving them all my children's birthdays.
Yeah,
so
you say, okay.
13 and 28.
Right, Peter, this is for you. Every day I focus on what I can do to help others. And you spoke about that today, so just elaborate
Yeah.
again.
I think by telling my story, by being honest,
Yes.
by being authentic, and by being true to who I am, you know, I don't worry about likes or pleasing anybody.
Yes.
I just want to please myself and be the best I can and just be honest with who I am.
Lovely.
Now my tears are okay,
Yes.
and being sad is okay because I'm human, you know, and I mustn't hide my faults. I mustn't hide anything. I just must be honest, and that's the way I'm going to heal and heal other people.
You've been affirmed again, dear. Well done. Miss Bless,
Number 5.
number 5. As she just said it. I'm sure you know this book. I will always show kindness and seek guidance. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I always show kindness. I don't think I do have bad ways like anybody does, but I always try to take...
Even though you're a Siberian.
Yeah. Do you know what? There's two sides to us. You've got the lion and you've got the lamb.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so you've got the warrior in us as well. But yeah, but I always try to take the high road, like, you know, in that sense.
Yes.
And what was the second part to that?
The second part was I will always show kindness and seek guidance.
Yeah, and I always show seek guidance. I always go within for the divine, because I believe that the divine resides in all of us. So I just tap into that guidance all the time. Yeah. And I think once you can connect, then you will be guided. Okay. You know, you will be guided in that sense. You know? Yeah.
You've been affirmed, dear. Now, Peter, your next number, please, dear.
Number 9.
Number 9. Again, you said it with chest. Lovely. So, my inner wisdom shows me the path of enlightenment.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
I think because I've been through a lot of trauma,
yes,
I've learned many lessons that one can only learn by going through pain, and one can only learn by embracing it all.
Yes.
You know, so I think my wisdom comes from my experience of being hurt.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Thank you, dear. Yeah. You've been affirmed as well. Miss Bless, your last one, I think this is. Go ahead.
Number 10.
Number 10. You know this book. I am strong and steadfast. I will not stray from my path. Tell me about it.
Oh, wow.
Let's say it with chest.
Yes. No, definitely. Yeah. I feel like anything that happens in your life, you are on a path, and you're the main thing of being guided on your path is that you rise above any trauma that you've gone through. Yes. If I had to tell my story, oh gosh, you'd be like, whoa, you know. But it doesn't make me look back in anguish. I just look ahead with conviction to know that where I'm coming from is definitely not where I'm going.
Absolutely. You've been affirmed again, darling. Mr. Peter, your last number, please.
Okay, 32.
32. This one is great.
Oh, no.
Strength and wisdom flow through me. I am thankful. Tell me about it.
Well, I'm thankful for the lessons I've learned.
Yes.
And the strength comes from my spirit and my soul, and from God up there as well.
Yes.
And I think my strength is my biggest thing I have, because without that I would have crumbled long time ago.
Course,
you know, I had to pick myself up so many times. I had to go through some horror, things that would have crushed most people.
Yes.
So my strength is in my heart, it's in my soul, it's my personality. I was born with a resilience and strength. It's something that is,
embedded in
me.
Yes.
You know, so my strength
You've
is
been
good.
affirmed, dear.
Okay.
So now what I want to ask you both, what is it this is just a question like this. Why do you think we don't talk about trauma primarily? What is our reason for not talking about it?
I think the reason why in our community we do not talk about trauma is because it's shrouded with shame. And I feel like there's always mostly shame, maybe guilt, but a lot of shame in the sense that you don't want to talk about what's happened to you. So you kind of shoulder it alone, and you're just sort of like a lone ranger going through and stuff, when maybe you open up and you've said that other people have been through the same, and can offer guidance, can offer support, but we kind of just hide
it, and we can put things under the carpet. I don't know if that's for you though, Peter, because you've gone through a different channel, but generally as families we put whatever happens, we just sweep it under the carpet. We don't talk about it. You know, like you said, it's everything shame, and why should we feel shame, especially if something's been done to us? Why should we feel shame?
Exactly.
So I want to encourage us to be able to talk about, and I thank you for coming in today and talking about it openly like this, because I wish I had this years ago. I haven't gone through what you've gone through like that, but certain things I've gone through, I wish I was able to, verbalise it like how Peter has today.
And I feel like that's the case, because what happens is when you keep it in, then you find that you'll either go through other things,
and then you're angry, and then you're upset with everyone, and you're knocked off.
Exactly. And like for me, like I went through like a DV when I was young, so I was in domestic violence like when I was young, and I think it took me years to be able to even say that, to even talk about
because of the shame. You didn't want to feel
because and then like I think it's only when my best friend, her daughter's gone through it, and then it's that thing where sometimes it's impact on you're in a situation,
Yes, yes.
but then it stems further than that.
Yes.
Because it's about self-love and self-worth. And then if you grow up, especially if you grow up in a situation where you're not around your father,
Yes.
then you sometimes end up in a situation.
Yes.
So it is important that we start speaking.
Yeah, we have to.
But the thing is, it's not always easy, because with me, it was too painful.
Yes.
It was too painful even to, come to terms with it. It's taken me decades and decades actually, because it's in every cell and molecule of who I am, because it happened so young.
Yeah.
It's in my DNA. It's in every vein. It's in every muscle, every contour. It's in my face. It's in my eyes. It's in my hair. It's full of trauma. So for me, I couldn't really face it, because every time I used to think about it,
Yes.
I was full of so much hurt and so much despair. But it's only in the last couple of years I've come to terms with it, and I said, listen, I want to heal.
Yes.
I want to be better. I don't want to carry this anymore. So by talking about it now here and all over the place, I feel like, yes, I'm working through it.
Yeah, because that is the start for anything. See, the road to healing, you first have to, you've got to before you can even heal, you've got to accept. And sometimes that is the hardest thing, is to accept. Like, and then another thing as well is you've got to forgive. And that is a hard one. That is a hard one.
It
is. It's like, and when you look at it, you have to forgive. It's not only like.
But how do you do that?
You don't. It's hard.
How? Because I can't. Things that have happened, I cannot.
Exactly.
I can't.
Yeah, and then you see, that is the thing, because when we have that, and it is that situation, is that we're then tied to it, because every time we're pulled back to it.
Yeah.
So until we can get to that point where we can accept it, forgive those who perpetrated against us, then that's the only time we can move forward and just be free, because they were not chained to the past.
I knocked on my dad's door. I had a dream that one day on Christmas I'd be in the presence of my father.
Yes.
Now, I never envisaged this could ever happen, because I was full of hurt and despair. He let me down as a child, I needed him. But my brothers, one by one, they went by his side, right?
Okay.
One by one, in their own terms. It would take me 2 more decades into, I said to George, the older one, here's a note, hand to him. If he agrees, I will come. My dad looked at it and said, I agree. So after 45 years, I knocked on his door with my brother by my side, and he opened the door, and I greeted him with a smile. He led me into the room. We sat down, and it was Christmas Day, so it's a dream come true there.
Yes.
He sat down and he looked at me. He said, I love you. And I looked at him and I said, no.
He said, no.
And hold on. I said, no, that's not what I want to hear. And he looked a bit confused. He looked at me and then he went, I'm sorry. And then all the 18 years of despair, because it was heartfelt and I could tell he meant it, that sorry, I embraced him and said, thank you.
That's all it needs.
And then he took my hand, we went into the front room, and my dreams come to pass. We sat there for Christmas Day. Him at the head of the table with diabetes. My brother George with prostate cancer. My sister on this side with a tube up her nose because she has a lung disease. And me sitting here with a brain tumour.
Oh my God.
So we all sitting there, and it was a wonderful experience. I got to, my dream come true.
And he said sorry.
And he
so
said
he took
sorry.
accountability, you see.
And we embraced and that, you know what I mean? So before he passed, he went up there in peace.
Yes.
Because I was the last one he was waiting for.
Okay.
And when he saw me, I could tell I was the one he was waiting for. Because he looked at me and he's like, wow, Peter's come, And it was a lovely day. So I forgave him because he said sorry.
That's the
If
thing.
he didn't say that, I would not have gone, because I needed, at the least, I needed
an
a
apology.
Sorry. I don't want to hear, he said, I love you. I said, no, that's not
enough.
No,
you need to be sorry.
If you love me, you wouldn't have abandoned me.
Yes.
But I'm here today, and if you say sorry, he said sorry, and embrace him, and it's beautiful.
I think that's what I'm waiting for then, in order for me to forgive.
You can't be sorry.
But sometimes,
You can't be sorry.
But sometimes you don't get the sorry.
And then how do you still forgive?
Well,
I don't know how to do it.
Do you know what it is? Sometimes you don't get the sorry, but sometimes what it is, it's like, in my situation as well, you might have to just forgive yourself in that sense, because in one sense, like, all right, then so when you can, sometimes you have to forgive yourself, like, to allow, not in your case, Peter, because obviously, but in certain cases, it's like you might have put yourself through things and seen the signs, but thought, you know what,
it might get better.
It might get better, and then sometimes that forgiveness is to come to accept it. Okay, you know what? Maybe at that point in time in my life, I wasn't in the right headspace, so I forgive myself for putting me through that agony. And once you can do that,
let me write that down because my brain to remember. So forgive myself.
Maybe. You're right. Yeah. 100%.
Miss Bless, you're a blessing. Forgive myself, because I don't know how. When people say, you know, just like get on with it and forgive, I can't. I'll be honest with you. I'm human. I can't forgive.
You can't. No. And that is the kind of the biggest hurdle that we have to overcome in that sense, is forgiveness. You know, but then when you forgive, you don't forgive for them. You forgive for yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's deep. And on that note, I've got another few questions. These are fun ones. I know you like my questions, don't you? Tell the truth and shake the devil. These are some fun ones for you to use your little brain a bit, you know? Oh dear. Okay, so the first, look at me. I spread them all over because to make it a bit more intriguing. You know what I mean? Make it a little bit saucy, as they say. So I have 1 to 12 on the first section. So out of the 1 to 12, I wish I was a bit more organised. Don't look at my thing like this. I'm a grandma, leave me alone. My brains. Yes. Sorry, people. You know what I'm like. But yes, I'm here. Okay. This is true facts, right? Okay. So this is 1 to 12. Right. And out of them, I want you both to have 2. Okay. Yeah, so 1 to 12. Right. What's your first number?
Who, me?
Oh no, wait a minute. It's 1 to 12. Yes, 1 to 12. So no, you have 3 each, right? So what's your first number?
6.
6. You went again in with chess, huh? Okay, Peter. Your nostrils work one at a time. Is that true or false?
I think it's true.
Tell me why.
Because I think one opens and one shuts. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. But I was told that the other day, I think.
Was you? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, the answer to this is one nostril does most of the work all the time. Well done, you. Wow. That's good. Miss Bless, what's your number, please?
I'm gonna go for 1 again.
You and your 1.
Yeah, my birthday month.
All right. The severed head of a sea slug can grow a whole new body. True or false? So if there's a slug and his head is severed, can it grow a new body?
I would say true.
And why? Why would you say true? now you're boasting. Why would you say true?
That was a guess, but I'm just assuming that they can. I don't even know, you know. I just said.
But you're right.
I'm right.
Yeah, it's true because it goes a whole new. It does grow a whole new body. The both of you is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your next number, Peter?
4.
4. Yeah. What draws and has no lead?
What draws?
Yeah, what draws and has no lead?
What draws and has no lead? Oh, it could be anything. I mean, it could be
Give me anything answer.
What draws and has no lead?
Yeah, it has no lead. What is it?
What draws? Well,
make your brain think, love.
Yeah. Well, it could be what draws and has no lead. A dog. I mean, he draws.
Okay, without his leads. Is that your answer?
Yes, yeah. I know it's wrong, but
you are wrong. The answer is a curtain.
Oh my God! Yes, of course, yeah. Makes sense, yeah.
I told you they'd be funny. Miss Bless, what's your next one, please?
12.
12. You notice how she goes through chess. Leave her. Okay. High heels were originally for men. True or false?
True.
Tell me why.
I do recall. But they were for men, especially back in the
what century?
Oh, I think it was the 18th or the 17th century when the men used to wear these little pointy shoes with the heels and stuff like that. Yeah, to give them height.
Right, I'll give you the correct answer. Back in the 10th century, when high heels first came to fashion, they were intended for men.
Yeah.
Wow. And the 18th century, more women started to wear them.
Yeah.
So really, the men set the trend.
Yeah.
And we followed.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Mr. Peter, what's your next number, please? 8.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What is the only word in the English language that has the most definition. Definitions.
Oh, well, I mean,
This one.
I haven't got a clue.
You got a clue?
I haven't got a clue.
Miss Bless, you think you got a clue?
All right, say it again.
So, okay, the question is, what is the only word in the English language that has the most definitions? So one word that has a lot of definitions to it. You'll laugh your head off when you hear it.
Oh gosh. No.
You don't give up?
It's a hard one. Yeah.
The word is set.
Well,
Set, S-E-T.
Yeah.
It has 430 meanings listed
wow.
in the 1989 Guinness World Record.
Oh my
okay.
goodness.
Yeah. And did you do that?
No.
That was you. Okay, your one now, Miss Bless. I think this
Number
is
7.
number 7. Let me turn back the page here so you lot can't see and cheat. Okay. What does M&M stand for in chocolate? You know the M&Ms? What does it stand for?
Oh gosh. M&Ms. And I was eating that the other day as well.
Did you take note what it meant?
No,
What the names meant?
not at all.
No.
Just enjoyed the nuts. M&M. I think it's something to do with
Well, go on. What was you
I
going
was
to
gonna
say?
say munch. I don't know.
Munch.
Yeah.
You haven't got a clue.
I haven't
I'm
got a
going to
clue.
tell you. There's 2 brothers called Forrest Mars
Yeah.
and Bruce Moon.
Oh.
That's their name. So they're the guys that made M&Ms.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
True fact. And your last one,
Right,
please, Mr.
My
Peter.
last one, 9.
9. Did you do 9?
No, we haven't.
No,
done
you
9.
didn't.
No.
Okay, 9 is
9.
great. So, Peter, the blob of toothpaste that sits on your toothbrush has a name. Do you want to know what the name is?
Yes.
Nurdle.
A nurdle?
Yes,
Oh,
real
really?
fact.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's called
So
a
that
nurdle.
blob is called
Yeah,
a
a
nurdle.
nurdle.
Okay.
Oh,
So
Thank
anyone
you.
you meet, you tell
Yeah.
them, you want a bit
Yes.
of nurdle.
Nurdle.
That sounds a bit rude, didn't it? Oh my gosh. Okay, we got half now. So tell us your handles for how to get your book and everything else like that. Where they can find you. And everything
on
else.
Amazon, type in Island Baby, God of the Bless, and it will come up there.
Yes.
Then you've got the ISBN number, which is 979
Oh.
8838 635.
What does ISBN mean?
It's like every book is
Yeah.
assigned a specific
I remember
number.
seeing it at school on a book.
Yeah.
and wondered
So
why.
so every book has its own sort of like unique reference.
Okay.
So if you wanted a book, you can even go into WH Smith with the ISBN and they can
And they
order
can
it.
check. Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay.
Yeah, because it's assigned and then it goes to the printers and then
Right.
But it's definitely on Amazon. So
Yes.
yeah, if you don't want all
So
the
hear it,
hassle.
everybody. Check
Yes.
out her book, Island Baby.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter, what is your handles for people to contact you if they need to contact you? Do you know your TikTok?
Basically, Peter Woods on TikTok.
Yes.
And that's it, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only
Oh
one,
yeah, and they can
Yes.
follow me on YouTube, God of a Bless,
Yes.
and then I've got some spoken word up on YouTube as well.
Nice.
And some positive affirmations.
Good.
Because my next book, when I do get around to writing it, called No Limitations, Divine Guidance, and it's a collection of poetry and positive words sound to help you heal and
Lovely.
inspire spiritual growth.
That is so lovely. What made you become a Rasta? That's what I want to know.
Okay, do you know what? I tell you. So, I grew up. Actually, I've got a poem about it.
Have you?
Yeah, I got a poem about called "I'm Born a Rasta." But I grew up as a Catholic. So I grew up. I went to a Catholic school. You know, back in those days, the good schools.
Yeah,
you had
it's
to be
Catholic or
Catholic.
Christian, one of them, yeah.
So like, I'm. Tell a lie, when I was little we went to Clapham Church, so Pentecostal, one of those Clapham.
Yeah.
But then by the time I was 10, my mum was like, oh yeah, because she wanted me to get into a good school. Then we went to the church which was associated to our primary school. And then I think as I grew, there was just too many questions that just didn't
make sense.
I just didn't answer. And I actually remember, I think I was 11 when the priest, just before we've done the communion, like our first communion, and the priest going around the church showing us all these saints, and I just couldn't identify, and I just felt like out of sync.
Yes.
In that sense. And
And
then,
what age were you when you felt like this? What was your age?
I was quite young actually. I tell you the earliest memory that I can't remember, my mother told me when she kind of realized I'm a different type of child. She said and most people from Caribbean households will always know you can go to somebody's house and you'll have a picture of like the white Jesus,
that
all
one.
of that,
And the
and
outfit,
yeah,
I
and
know.
stuff. And one day my mum said, I was at my granddad's and I was looking at this picture and I said to my mum, who's that on the wall? And my mum goes, oh, that's Jesus. And I goes, and who's Jesus? She goes, well, that's God's son. And I looked at her and I goes, but you said I'm a child of God, so how come he doesn't look like me?
So you questioned that at that young age?
At that young age. And then my mum, she said she was so shocked. She didn't know what to do or what to say. And then, so she's never had any of those images in her house because she just felt like, well, and so forth. And then I think it was around that age, my mum used to take me to Harlesden Library. And then that was when she used to read me stories about slavery to get the understanding, because she realised that I had the way how my outlook was, even as a small child, I was questioned a lot.
And you was inquisitive
I was
as well,
very inquisitive. So she said, so that was like from that road onwards. But I think from the age of about maybe 13, I just knew, and I actually had it written in my diary that by the time I'm 40, I want to be a Rasta, and I actually started to trod Rasta from the age of 20.
Oh my
so
God. And how's the journey been?
Do you know what? It's been blessed, and it's been a struggle, but it's been sort of blessed. It's been blessed in the sense that I think I went from one extreme to the next.
Yeah.
So I was very like, when I was growing up, I was very, very superficial, very, very into the bashment. Yeah. Very much like, you know, so it was very strange. Like people kind of looked at me like, is she going mad? Like, but all it was just that I kind of looked around and I just thought that, do you know what? There's more to life. You know, there's more to things than just partying, than just going out, just like listening to things, and it just didn't resonate with my soul. And then I think by the time I was in my 30s, then I was very steadfast rooted. I read a lot of books, and then I just felt like this was my journey, but it wasn't just for me to just be a Rasta. It was for me, I believe, especially with the name God of the Blessed, which obviously means just beloved, that I was here to do His Majesty's and the Most High's work, in terms of just not only inspiring people, but a lot of people, they there's a shift, or they just don't connect. And then it's like, you don't have to even associate or kind of put yourself in a box, but it's just understanding that we hold a power within us. And I think our history, or the history that was told to us, kind of eliminates that power. It doesn't empower it. It doesn't insinuate it, as to say. Exactly. And then even in the last book, story, this book is called Spiritual Warriors, and it kind of, because basically the story starts from Caribbean Windrush to England, back to the Caribbean, and the last story, it actually tells the story of before slavery. So it is connected in that sense. And I think that with our story, it doesn't stop at slavery. It goes beyond that. And even though we cannot go back to find our true story, but within our own spiritual journey, we can connect with that divine within, and to our ancestors as well, because they're here.
That's amazing.
It's deep,
isn't it?
Deep, powerful, but deep.
That is. Where were you when I was at school? Oh my God, that's interesting. And guess what? I've got some more questions. I know you like it. I know you like it. I know you do. Right? These ones are more fun now. Okay. So these ones are, again, very, very interesting ones. Right. Wait a minute. Don't be impatient. Hold on.
You've got patience.
You got patience. This one is now 1 to 17.
Okay.
So out of the 1 to 17, I want you both to have. Yeah, we've got time. 4 each. Yeah. So starting with you, Peter. What's your first number?
1.
You and 1. What's your favourite food and why?
My favourite food?
Do you like chocolate?
Oh, I'm a chocoholic. No, I suppose Thai food.
Oh, you like Thai? Oh, I like Thai food,
Thai food is lovely.
And why?
Because I was in Thailand for 1 year.
Oh, wow.
And I travelled all over there. And it's such a country, I mean, it's so amazing. It's exciting, exhilarating. There's a lot there, the culture, the markets, the Buddhas and the monasteries and the jungle and everything. And the islands, every island has a different feel, you know.
Oh, so really travelled.
I have to travel. You know, because, you know, That's the only time I feel alive.
Yes.
When I leave this country,
Honestly.
and I get on the plane, I'm excited for
Yes.
every day.
Yes.
And when I
Yeah.
go to an island and I'm with a friend of mine,
Yes.
we can really immerse ourselves in each other. It's just me and
that's
them.
nice,
Yeah.
And we talk from the heart, and we experience everything around us, the geckos, the birds, and at
Wow.
night we see the moon and the stars, and we have a fire, and we're singing and dancing and
nice.
talking,
Yeah.
and we're swimming, and every day is a blessed day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Thailand is in my heart. It's
in
a
your
beautiful
heart.
place.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you for that. So, Miss Bless, you can't have number one.
No, I can't. Okay, I'll take number 17.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet you will. Okay,
Yes.
let's see what number 17 is. Oh my God, this one. I think I'm going to do this for both of you.
Okay.
Now, think both of you think well on this.
Okay.
Would you rather start again at age 6 with all the knowledge you've got now, both of you, yeah? Or have £1 million? If I had £1 million now to give you, which one of them would you take? The knowledge that you got now, but be age 6, or take £10 million? You first.
I think I would have the knowledge at
Yeah.
age 6, and then
Yeah.
because I can
Great
make more
answer.
than $1 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great answer. Peter, now you've got a lot
Well,
of knowledge.
I couldn't, what happened at 6?
Yeah.
I couldn't go for that pain.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it
Yeah, that's-
again.
yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah,
be here.
of course.
So I take the million.
You take the 10 million.
I take the million and I go live in Thailand
Oh,
and relax.
You
with
bug off and
nature.
leave
I'm
us
like,
here.
yeah,
God help
cold.
us. I know.
yeah.
Oh, that's a great answer. Okay, what's your next number, please, Mr. Peter?
Number 9. Yeah, I like
9.
that.
You like 9.
Gold or silver? Which one and why? You have to choose one. Which one do you prefer, gold or silver, and why?
Gold.
Why?
Because it's glittery,
Yeah.
it's shiny, and it's worth more.
Okay,
Yeah, so why
now you
not?
got to the point. That's right.
Exactly.
Fabulous answer. Miss Bless, you can't have that number. What's your next number?
Number 2.
You and your number 2. Android or iPhone, and why?
Oh, this is simple.
Which one?
Android.
Yes!
I'm the only
Android.
Android in my house. All my boys got iPhones,
iPhones.
and I'm just not crossing
Yes,
over.
yes. Great answer. Okay, Peter, what's your next
Okay,
number?
number 8.
Number 8.
Yeah, number
Oh, okay. Your favourite car and why?
Well, I'm not really into cars.
Not into car, but if you was to.
if I was to choose a car, it would have to be an Aston Martin.
Oh.
James Bond, and it's English, and it's lovely the way the shape,
Shape of it and everything.
and the way it roars from side to side.
Yeah.
You know? So an Aston Martin.
That's your one. Oh.
Definitely.
Beautiful,
You know?
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful answer. Miss Bless, your next number,
Number
please.
11.
Number 11. Let's turn it over. Okay. Now this one. Jam or marmalade? Or why? Which one is your favourite?
Oh, I like them both, especially
Yes.
if it's lemon marmalade.
Lemon, do you like the rind? I like it with the rind. Oh,
Yeah,
Peter, do you
yeah.
like marmalade?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But the lemon is nicer than the orange marmalade.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the lemon
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay, so which one do you prefer? Jam or marmalade, dear?
Oh gosh, I like them both. I need all right, jam.
Why?
Do you know what? Nothing nicer than bread, butter, and jam.
Oh, and crackers.
On hard dog bread.
Hard dog bread toasted. Oh, my God, stop it. Right, Peter, what's your next number, please?
From how many again?
1 to 17.
17.
No, 17's gone.
Oh, 17's gone. Yeah, she took 17. Oh, yeah, 17 was your
okay.
both question.
Yeah.
Number 16 then.
16. Peter,
Oh, here we
think
go.
well with this one.
Okay.
You have to give up 2 for an entire weekend. So out of the 2, you have either music, your best friend, fast food, or alcohol. Which 2 can you go without?
Alcohol
Oh,
and fast food.
Yeah, me too. Me
you
too.
as well.
Yeah.
That means I'm an alky. Oh God, forgive me.
I can't do that. My music.
Yeah, so
yeah.
you'll be all right like that. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your last number, Miss Bless, please?
Number 7. We haven't had 7. Have we?
No, you haven't had 7.
No.
What is your favourite animal and why?
Oh gosh.
Don't say you don't like none. You must have one animal out there.
Let's see. All right, I would just say a lion. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, for its strength, its courageousness, and its beautiful mane.
That mane is good. That's a
Yeah,
great answer.
yeah.
That's great. And you, Peter, what's your last number, please?
My last number is 5.
5. I think you've already answered this, but let's hear it again. No,
Okay.
you've already done it in another way. Favourite country and why?
Well, Thailand.
Thailand.
Because it's exotic
Yes.
and it's exhilarating and it's magical and it's wonderful.
Are they friendly there?
They can be.
Oh, they can be.
They can be, but they can be the other way as well. All
Yeah.
depends. It all depends. But no, it's just it's so exciting, especially Bangkok. It's got to be one of the most craziest places in the world.
Oh wow.
Anything you, but it's got an energy and a vibe there. As soon as you get there, it's like having an electric shock. I mean, it's exciting. Your eyes are really big, and you've seen all kind of stuff. You know?
Wow.
Okay.
And just the sights and the sounds and the smells and the food and the buildings, everything is full.
So it's enough that you could live out there.
I wouldn't live there forever.
Okay.
But a year is nice. But, you know, I was just relaxing on the beach, and then I popped over to this island. I went to the famous full moon party. You know, it's one of the best parties in the world. And you're on the beach and from all over the world, and it's party and everybody's dancing, and it's great there. But then after a few weeks, I went to a small place called Koh Samui, and it's a small island, and we rented a nice place. And it was on this. It was in the jungle on stilts. And underneath was a pool, and it was so, you know, I'm in the jungle. I'm with the geckos and I'm with the snakes.
What's
and
a
everything,
gecko?
you know?
Like a lizard thing.
Lizard thing, They come in all different sizes, you know, and spiders there, and it's so.
That means you could be in the jungle then, as in Celebrity Jungle.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But, you know, I mean, no, Thailand is really one of the most magical countries in the world, because every island has a different feel.
Okay. So you didn't get no racism or nothing like that there?
No,
nothing like that.
No. It's just, you know, I had a moped, and I go around the island, and you stop, and I see a lovely place with the sea, and you just stop, and you have a picnic with your friend. And you're just on the beach around pine trees and just the sea.
It's a country I've never thought about going to.
No, but everybody should, because I've been halfway, you know, here and there.
Yes.
And Thailand has got to be, as I say, one of the most magical places in the world. It's enchanting. It's got some magic about it. It really is. Yeah. You know?
Well, I'll put that on my list somewhere.
So,
you know.
It's wonderful.
So tell me something, Peter. Where you get these guns from? That's what I want to know.
Gym. I've been training for years and years and years.
Yeah.
You know? And it's a way of, as I say, it's a way of helping me before the stress.
Okay.
You know? So when I get up every morning, right, at 8:30, and I'm in the gym for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Even though I have a brain tumor, so I don't always feel great. But it's called resilience again.
Yeah.
You know, I have to get into the gym, because once I leave the gym, I find all the stress is gone, and I can start to write, or I can start to think. So it's important that it's my therapy. You know, I'm trying to help myself in that way.
So you go to gym every day?
6 days a week. You know, and I work very hard in there. I concentrate. I don't speak to anybody. I'm focused on what I'm doing. But you know. And then I come out and I just thought, okay, now I can take on the world, you know. So it's important that I train. It's always been important. Yeah.
6 days a week. I'm doing it twice a week, and it's killing me. You know.
Well, you know, but I mean, it is hard work. But I like hard work. I feel like I'm achieving things. You know, especially now. I'm older now, so I've got to keep myself looking fit.
That's the thing.
It's important.
Definitely.
You know?
I know that one. I tell you that.
Yeah.
What I want to ask you as well. When did you realise you had this brain tumour? Was it your?
Well, I went to Norway because my other half, he's Norwegian, and I went.
Is this the one that passed?
No.
Okay.
And the one who's Norwegian, he's bipolar as well. So his mum died, and I said. So he called me, and I flew in to help with his mum.
Yes.
And while I was there, I went to the hospital and had some tests. And they said, "Oh, everything's all right, but we think you got a brain tumor."
Oh my goodness!
And then I wasn't sure, because so as soon as you hear that, you get a bit scared. Because I'm thinking, "Oh, am I going to die?" And they said, "Well, we're not sure, but you have to come back in a few weeks, because we're not sure if it's the malignant one or the other one." You know, so I was.
So did you have any feelings?
Symptoms? None at all.
Wow! So you just went doctors like that? And,
I went to the doctor. They did a few tests, and you know, so then, you know, I had to wait 3 weeks, and then I went and said, it's okay, it's the malignant one. So so now I'm taking stuff every week just to make sure it shrinks. You know? But it's kind of, you know, it mucks about with my hormones. So sometimes I can feel very lethargic, or I can feel emotional even more so, or sometimes I get headaches. You know, but it's something. It's been there now for 12 years.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, I've had it for 12 years. You know, so I live with it, and I just thank God that, you know, I'm still healthy. I'm still
And you look
alive,
great.
you know?
To be 62,
Yeah.
right? You look
Well,
great,
to
honestly.
be 62 and to go through the stress I've gone through, I should have wrinkles and
Yeah, no, you
lines
look great. You look great.
You know, because I think it's my spirit. You know, my spirit is very young.
Yes.
My spirit is very sweet. You know, and so I don't let all that dirt and degradation get into me.
It's too easy to as well.
It's too
isn't
easy
it?
to.
Yeah.
I don't embrace it. You know, every time I just try to brush it off. You know, so it's important that I keep my spirit. It's important. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a horrible spirit. You know.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You don't need that.
You don't need that.
I've got another question.
Oh.
I know you like that. I know you love my question, but this is a very deep one.
Okay.
Right, Miss Smith, I'm going to ask you first.
Yeah.
If you could eradicate one thing from this earth, what would it be and why? And I'm going to ask you the same question after as well. With everything that's happening, maybe from your youth, from all what you've gone through, day to day, anything, what would you eradicate from this earth if you had that power?
I probably would eradicate, if I had the power, I think I'd just eradicate hate, because it comes in so many different forms and stuff. And I think if hate didn't exist, then there'll just be more love and peace.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's a brilliant answer. And you now, Peter, what would you eradicate? Or one thing, with everything you've gone through, and what you.
I think it would be racism.
Racism.
You know, because you know, racism of colour, of religion, you know, any kind. Because you know, it doesn't need to be there.
No.
We shouldn't have it because you know, people should see beyond that. It's the contents within. It's not the skin. You know. So racism, I don't understand it. Why people like it? You know, there's no need for it. I mean, it's pointless. It's silly. You know, we should be embracing everybody. Everybody should be included. You know, so. I think racism should be abolished.
That is a great answer. I'm really grateful for that. Thank you so much. So we're coming close to the end, but not yet. I haven't got no more questions. But I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming in, both of you, and sharing your journey, your stories. Come on, Rasta. Come on, you.
Thank you.
It's been great, and it's been an eye opener, you know. And I appreciate your story so much. And I hope you'll come back, because I know there's more. Would you come back to?
There's a lot more.
Because even that is shocking me. When you finish the childhood bit, I thought, okay, he's gonna say things got better. So
it's like a stone, the pebbles that goes out. The pebbles are profound. Now, what happened? You know, later on is actually more shocking than that stuff there. I mean, a lot more.
Reminds me of that book I read, Cupcake.
Is that a true story?
It was a true story, and it was it literally was about a young girl and her abuse, and it's like you're reading it and you're like, you're praying for when is the good stuff gonna come.
That's what I was hoping.
Like when is it? Because it was just like one page after the next. But how
can any human being go through the amount what he's gone through and still be here?
I know, but
I mean,
you know, he's banned. He's banned. As I say, I think the most amazing thing is I'm still here. You know, because that kind of stress, I should have really died from the stress alone.
Mentally,
I mean, I had to chew away all my teeth. I mean, one time things were so bad, I went to bed with 2 Bibles in the bed.
Oh wow!
I took 2 Bibles, not one, because I knew one is not going to cut it. I put 2 Bibles, one on the pillar underneath the pillar, and one in my chest here.
What age were you then?
No, just 5 years ago.
Oh, 5 years ago.
About 5 years ago, I had to put 2 there, and I just said, well, you know, come on now, one is not good, you know. And I had to make up my own prayer as well, because I was reading the Bible. And I said to myself, there's nothing there that cuts the mustard. I mean, this I've got to make it my own. So I made up my own psalm, you know, and I used to pray and say it every day and believe in it, you know, and I'm not sure if it really helped.
It probably did. It did.
But maybe not the way you was.
It didn't help me how I was feeling.
Listen,
I wanted somebody to lift that.
You wanted that instant.
At that time, what was going on, as I say, I have to come back, but what was going on was so intense and so disturbing and so powerful, it consumed every second of the day, and it was like someone was pressing down on my heart like this, and I felt it. When I got up in the morning, my face was contorted, and it didn't change for years and years and years, and this is about my face. You know, I need to start having some fun, because I need to get this face up again, because I'm so used to being so used to that. I mean, for at least 8 years it was like that. And then a friend of mine, he passed, the love of my life, and I went through 10 years of complicated grief. Not ordinary grief, I'm afraid. This was complicated grief, which is the worst kind of grief. And it was so intense that my face was contorted with that sheer missing and pining, and you know, it's horrible. So I want to lift this cheek muscle so I can maybe have a bit of a more lovely looking, you know, glow about me, you know?
Of course. But you know, I want to just say thank you, because as a man as well, to say what you've gone through, it's not easy.
No.
And a lot of men are going through it and they won't say anything. So I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Well, I want to thank you because, you know, this is a dream. I've always wanted to tell my story, you know. I've always wanted people to be interested. But nobody was really interested for some reason. It's only because of what happened from that first TikTok. First thing, I just posted that.
With the
I showed
tuna.
you the tuna fish. I've seen it.
No, I haven't seen it.
It's gone viral. Over 2 million people have seen that alone. It's gone viral, and it's only because of that. This all started.
This was coming.
And I said to people, "That's not the story." I said, "That's the story." I said, "I'm the story. If you know where I've come from, that's the story." And people say, "Now we know that." So it was a stepping stone to the real story, you know. But and the presents. Have you seen all the presents I got?
I saw them.
I mean, unbelievable. And I was opening live, and I got like slippers, and but not only that, I was sitting at home, and the window was open. And I heard Peter. And I opened the window, and I said, "Peter, I saw your TikTok. Here's some food." And I opened the food and I cried. I said, "But he said, I saw your TikTok." You know, and I took the food upstairs, and I had so much food there. And then the next day, Peter, again, people out there, Peter. And I said, "How did you find me?" Well, you know how to find me.
How?
Well, if you look on in there,
you can
in
see
the window, I've got an Eiffel Tower that glows.
Okay.
And it's long.
Okay.
So it's only one around.
Yeah.
You know, everybody said it. Oh, that's Peter
I
Woods.
see. That's what
you know what I mean? So 3 days in a row, people come out. And that's what I mean. People come, strangers. Come to my house. And that touched me. I mean, complete strangers come and were so concerned, you know. And it was just wonderful. And I saw it in their face, and they was just like, "Peter, you know, please, it's an honour just to help you." And I could see it in their face and the words.
Because you don't know what you've done to that person. You don't know what they've gone through.
Exactly. But whatever it was, you know,
it's
I mean,
impacted.
my TikTok, right, the messages I get, it seems everybody is invested in me. I mean, you know, they can see me, and it's lovely to be seen for the first time in years. You know, so I'm enjoying that.
That's good. That's good. So, we still got 5 minutes. How have you found it already? It's been okay, because I knew you was going to be nervous coming in and everything.
We know, because it's the first time. You know, it's the first time I've done it. So, but I said on the way here. Just be myself.
You don't have to be anything, because there's no judgment, nothing.
When I do this kind of thing, because this is the third one I've done now. Right? Because I did my first podcast with Steve James English.
Okay, I have to look it up.
Well, I did that one, right? And then I did some magazine for somebody. And then 2 days ago, I did one on the phone, a podcast on the phone. That was released on Monday. Paint the Purpose or something. Purpose of Pain, something like that.
Okay,
anyway,
I haven't heard it. I might have to Google it.
Right? And now I've done this one. So I want some more. I want some more.
You need to come back, because I need to hear the other half of the story.
Well, I tell you. We need to have a big box of hankies here, though.
I will.
You know what I mean? I mean, the biggest box, because when you hear what this stuff,
and me, I can cry. You know, believe me, I can cry. God.
You know, so no, I'm just grateful that I can finally tell the story. And as I say, I had a message yesterday.
This one's deep.
I had a message from
listen to this.
a lady. She's disabled. She's in hospital. She lost her child. Right? So it's the worst time in people's life. And he says to me, "Peter, I saw your TikTok and it lifted my spirits."
Imagine that.
And that blew me away in her despair. She lost her child. It doesn't get any worse than that. And yet my TikTok helped her in some way.
Like that.
And I'm getting that all the time now. Because
it's what people need as well. You know, we don't know what people are going through.
My TikTok, right, if you're going to look, you see it's quite unique in the way I express myself and the things I do, because I'm being authentic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's natural.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to get likes. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm trying to use. I mean, you know, the one thing I got from him is I did get a personality.
Yeah.
You know, and I've always been popular in school. Wherever I've gone, people said, "Oh God, but he's got some personality." You know. So, but the thing is, it hasn't really been around a lot because of the sadness. But now it's being lifted. My personality is coming up a bit, and it's starting to shine again. So if I can get it back how it was, how it's supposed to be, then it's going to be something. You know.
Yes.
So,
Yes, definitely.
yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You know?
So, on that note, I want to thank you all. If there any other last, anything you want to say, if it lasts.
Right, I'm gonna quickly
Come on.
Go on.
Come on.
We like a spoken word. We're having our last
this
spoken
is-
word,
this
people.
is- This one is just 2-second one.
Yes,
Okay.
no problem.
What shall be today shan't be tomorrow. Banish your thoughts of pain and sorrow, and bless the day for a better tomorrow.
There you go.
gosh, look at
Yes,
that, you
better
see?
tomorrow. And please, if there's anybody who can help me with my teeth,
Please, if anyone's out there.
because I would love to be able to smile. And also, if there's a ghostwriter or anybody who can help me with my GoFundMe page, because it's to pay for a ghostwriter, and it's my biggest wish and dream to have a book like
Yes.
her, because this is fantastic. You know?
Yeah,
So if I can have
absolutely.
my own book, I think my life would be purposeful. You know?
Yes, yes. And it
so
already
please,
is.
so
Your life
please,
is already purposeful as well, you know?
But I want a book.
Yeah.
I want my book,
Yeah.
my
You
story.
will.
That's
You
my
will,
biggest thing,
definitely.
you know.
Yes.
So
And now you've put it to the universe, it will
It
definitely
will
I'm
definitely
putting it out there,
manifest.
yeah.
It will manifest.
You know?
It will
So, yeah.
manifest.
I hope so.
So I want to thank my two guests, Peter and Dovanda. No, it's not
No, no,
Dovanda.
no.
No, I'm just going to call him Miss Bless because that name just, I keep getting it wrong and I don't like to be wrong.
That's all right. It's
you know?
Dodava.
Dodava. Yes. I want to thank you so much for both of you for waking up early, travelling down.
Early, I know. I
Yeah.
thought early.
Where did you come
I
from?
woke up.
North London.
Yeah, yeah.
wow.
I woke up at 5:30.
Did
You know,
you?
and I looked at myself and I look awful. But then I thought it's not about how I look.
Yeah,
So,
no,
here I
it's not
come,
about
you know.
that at
No,
all.
But,
exactly.
yeah.
Oh, but I want to thank you both for coming in, sharing your journey, be so open as well, helping someone out there. Definitely, both of you, you know. I'm really proud and really, really happy. And I'd like to see you back both again, especially when you have your second book and you for your second half. Whenever you're ready.
And my first book.
And your and Peter's
yes.
first book. So until next time, people, let me give you love, light, and peace and blessing. A big, massive goddess Jazzy kiss.
Bye.
We're out. Bye. See you then.
Yeah, let me see that TikTok tuna video. Oh, you don't have it on your phone?
No, well, I mean, when you get home, sit
Right,
down and look at them all.
And get onto TikTok.
Yeah.
There's lots of.
No, I've got TikTok.
Oh, you got TikTok? Oh yeah, add him.
Okay,
You can add him.
yeah. See if you can find over there. You know, but that was good. You know,
Yeah?
that was really good.
You enjoyed
No,
yourself,
I did
yeah?
enjoy it.
I said to you,
No,
you'd
I
be
did.
all right and
Yeah.
comfortable and everything, you know?
The key to it, as long as
Yes.
a person like you, the host, is
Yes.
cool and relaxed, and I
Yes,
feel
of
relaxed.
course.
You know what I mean? And
Yes,
and you were
glad.
fantastic. You made me feel
Oh,
relaxed.
bless you, darling.
So,
Thank you.
I was a little bit apprehensive when I come.
Yeah, you
but
would
then
be. It's the
yeah,
first
but
time
then I
you
thought,
would
you know
be.
what? Just be relaxed and be yourself.
Yeah.
And I was, and it's great.
Yeah, you enjoyed
It was
yeah?
a good experience.
Yeah, good.
Very nice.
So you have to come back and say the half,
Well,
the other half, because people will
yeah,
inbox me.
because they'd be like interested.
Yeah, to know.
I mean,
I can't believe
yeah.
there's more. I
No.
really wanted it to be a happier ending.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I mean, hopefully it will be.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully it will be.
Right, let's have a look. Let me, where's my TikTok?
TikTok.